Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the co-director of Educators Rising and a National Board Certified Teacher, Dan Brown.
Thank you. Thank you. I feel so inspired. This has been an amazing day. Have you been having an amazing day? Yes. So thank you so much for having me here for a few minutes to talk about the future. Let's look into the future for our profession. So as I get started, I want us to agree on sort of a couple core ideas, and then I want to talk about a plan to change the world. So first, every child deserves access to a highly skilled, well-prepared teacher, right? Yes. And that's an aspiration, and we know we're not there, but we know that that needs to be a North Star, an anchor, as we think about elevating our profession. Great teaching and learning opportunities for every student everywhere. We also know that it takes a village. It takes a village to raise a highly skilled, well-prepared, accomplished teacher. Great teachers are built, not born. Do you agree? Yes. And I'm also thinking about Ron Thorpe's words from this morning that are echoing, many of his words echo. I'm thinking of any effort to elevate or evolve or improve the teaching profession must have practitioners, educators, at the center of the enterprise for every single step. Yes. So with that context, we know that we have work to do to get great, highly skilled, well-prepared teachers for every student. And we know that it's going to take a coordination of efforts to make that a reality, and we know that teachers need to lead that work. So let's talk about the future. Specifically with, I got a slide up here, with this question: who will be the next generation of teachers that we're all counting on to educate and empower our students? We know that for all of the challenges, the very, very real challenges of teaching in 2016 that should not be sugar-coated at all, the very real challenges, we know there's power in teaching. It's a beautiful job, working with young people day in, day out, the journey together, the heartbreak, the transformation, the second chances, the impact. In terms of thinking about who will carry that forward, because we know that any chance for improvement, for equity, for quality, going forward for our country in education depends on having a generation of highly skilled, prepared teachers. But we have some sobering information, and then I have a lot of hope. But here's the quick sobering information, is that how many students that took the ACT exam last year, college-going high school seniors, indicated that they were interested at all in pursuing teaching? 5%. That's a very, very low number. Teenagers are recoiling from the prospect of becoming teachers. And there's a lot of ways we can hypothesize about that. There's a lot of blame to be spread around. But at the end of the day, this is our profession. This is our profession. So we need to do more to be ambassadors and build a strong pipeline for our profession to secure its future, because currently our supply is not positioned to meet demand. Here's a question. Actually, first I'll say good news. Here's the good news, is that we know a lot about what to do about this, and we know where to do it, and we know who needs to be leading the way. So, a little audience participation here. If you're a teacher, could you please stand? Thank you for indulging me. All right, beautiful. If you teach within 20 miles of where you went to high school yourself, could you remain standing? And could everyone else sit? Okay. Can we give a round of applause for homegrown teachers? Thank you. You can sit. Thank you so much. I have another slide here. Over 60% of teachers teach within 20 miles of where they went to high school. Most teachers are homegrown, with or without any kind of purposeful recruitment or pipeline program. And think of the incredible power of homegrown educators, the credibility, the role modeling, the leadership, the mentoring that comes from being from that community. And now you're paying forward your passion, your skills, your expertise to the next generation from that community. There's no replacement for that. And considering that a supermajority of all of our teachers come from their own community, it makes sense for us to really think about growing our own. Every community growing their own. What does this mean? We need to start early. We need to engage bright young people with opportunities to explore teaching. By taking high school courses, career and technical education pathway programs, they can learn the craft under the wing of a great teacher leader and get authentic, hands-on clinical opportunities to actually try it out. This is happening in pockets around the country. We need to get students engaged early and give them a taste of the impact and the beauty and the power of teaching, and then it gets into their bloodstream. It's extraordinary. We need them to become empowered change agents. We need to grow our own right. And this is what Educators Rising does. We launched just this past August, 2015, as a national network for secondary-based grow your own programs. So far, since last August, 14,000 students have signed up in over 1,000 schools that are participating in these exploration programs, taking courses, doing internships. 49% of our students are students of color. We're working hard to increase diversity in the teaching profession, which is much needed. We are powered by PDK International. That's our parent organization, and we have incredible leadership from our new CEO in the past year, Josh Starr, a great superintendent, former superintendent, who brings an incredible perspective of hard-earned wisdom about how the sausage gets made at a systems level. Very, very important. We have the Ed Rising Virtual Campus, our online community for our members that features as a cornerstone 64 Atlas cases. So high school students, 16, 17, 18-year-olds that are just starting to think about exploring teaching and conceptualize what it means to be a teacher are able to study game film of accomplished practitioners in action and then pore over those reflective commentaries with the guidance from a great teacher leader so that they can have that reflection and understanding and points of view kind of baked in from the outset. So there's exciting stuff happening. But to build a strong front end for the teaching profession, which requires hiring 300,000 new teachers every year across the country, with every community hiring its own former students, we need to go further beyond supporting existing, often siloed efforts. We need structures that communities can use that coherently connect into a teaching continuum. We need to get these students to fall in love with teaching. So this is what Educators Rising is really working on, and this is what I'm very, very excited to briefly share with you about how our profession is coming together in what I think is an unprecedented way. So how do we define a strong front end of the teaching profession that coherently connects to this continuum? Well, we have to start with standards. We have to define what do teenage aspiring educators need to know and be able to do in order to be on a path to accomplish teaching. We need to back map that road and figure out the knowledge and skills and dispositions and habits of mind and really anchor any program in what the profession can agree on. We're doing this the right way because we're doing it with the best in the business, the National Board for Professional Teaching Standards. Yes. We are collaborating with the National Board to use their gold standard process and protocols for convening a committee. So this is coming from the profession for the profession. There's going to be public comment in April. Follow us on Twitter and you'll get the link. We need your feedback. There's also a breakout session at 11 a.m. tomorrow in Hoover where we have kind of an early version that we want your feedback on. So please participate. These standards will be published in late May, and I'm very, very thrilled to say that who is funding this work, who is partnering with us to do it? NEA. Incredible leadership from NEA. This is the profession taking ownership of that pipeline. But how do we bring it to life? The standards will be a seminal document, but how do we bring it to life? We are partnering with Digital Promise to create micro-credentials. Digital badges, portfolio-based assessments so that this can be the sort of trail of breadcrumbs of competencies on the road to great teaching, so that students will know where they stand, they'll be building portfolios, they'll be exercising those very muscles in their courses and internships that we count on highly skilled educators to build up. Think about back mapping National Board, EdTPA in a micro way. And then I think there's no end of exciting opportunities for incentives and partnerships we can build around students that are earning these badges, these micro-credentials. I mean, how amazingly valuable to our communities are 17 and 18-year-olds that are articulate in teaching and learning, that are passionate about making a difference as future teachers in their community, and that are already clearly demonstrating steps on that coherent road to great teaching. The micro-credentials will be available in September for the entire pre-service space, and Digital Promise is our partner there. We're going to make a little bit of news here because we want to bring the standards and micro-credentials to life in a curriculum, a package that schools that may not have anything going on but want to look at for best practices and how to grow their own, they need a curriculum. So today I'm unbelievably excited to announce that AFT has committed to fund the development of this curriculum. And you'll be hearing from, I know, Randy Weingarten later in this session. But this is unbelievable that AFT, NEA, National Board, Digital Promise, more organizations, this is the profession taking ownership to build those structures to grow our own. It takes a village, but the village is us. The village is coming together, and I'm unbelievably hopeful at the new ground we're going to be able to break in terms of helping communities grow their own intentionally with great purpose, coherently connecting to the continuum. These programs can become part of the DNA of communities, of schools, with partnerships to higher ed, instead of sort of off-the-radar programs, because we need them. We need to start early to grow our own. So I want to ask what you think about this as I wrap it up. If you believe, if you want to pay it forward to the next generation, can I get some snaps? Can I get some snaps? All right, if you've had enough of the teacher as martyr narrative and you're ready to be ambassadors for the next generation of teachers, can I get some more snaps? All right, I'm liking this. And if you believe in this vision of starting early and growing our own with purpose, and if you believe our profession is rising, can you please make some noise? Thank you so much. Let's own our profession. There's power in teaching. Thank you.